All right, ladies and gentlemen, right. Today is another good day the Lord have made. Thanks for being here. Guys, I'm going to introduce you to financial management or how to do calculate costs in entrepreneurship, right? So, hello, who is this? Focus. This topic is very important, and this is where most students fail because we've got a little bit of calculation here. You must focus. Right. Hello. Focus, please. Right. Okay. Techniques for doing a range of business calculations. Right. Okay. I'm gonna mix up what is in financial management with entrepreneurship. It's the same stuff, right? Financial technologies are gonna be moving from your book, entrepreneurship book, to financial management. It's the same thing you need to learn. The more you learn, the more you know of it, the better you can be able to tackle any questions that might be posed to you. Right. We need to learn about the cost price. Hello, cost price. Right. Cost price and selling price. Right. When we say cost price, when you are doing a business, for example, if you're doing a retail business, you need to go and buy your stock or sales in general, right? So you need to pay a certain amount for your stock, and obviously, when you want to sell, are you going to sell it at the same amount? Now, you're not gonna do it like that. You need to put a certain amount on top of it, which you may call markup, if you will, so that you can be able to cover all your expenses as well as making profit for yourself. Hello, what did I say now? Please focus. Right. So, what we call the cost price is the amount that you use to acquire your product, to buy your product, to procure your product that you want to sell or that is for sale. That is when you are in a retail business. Guys, this thing is very, very important. Very, very important. Listen, this is the core of entrepreneurship. You know what? Don't drag your chairs on the floor, my friend. I've taught you how to do it. This topic is very, very important. Not only for you as a student, as any, it's important to any other person that you can think of. Any other, everyone is important because you need to know how to manage finances. Do you understand what I mean? If you don't know how to manage finances, no matter how wealthy you are, your money is gonna go down. You see, at a point in life, you will be in position. I'm praying God to bless you with money, right? You will be in position to have money. But if you don't know how to manage the money, it's gonna go down. Right? It's very important. So we got the selling price. Like I said, the cost price is the amount that you paid for a particular items or a particular item that needs to be sold. Right? For example, if I'm selling no, let me not talk about Magunya. If I'm selling books, right? For example, if I'm selling books, then I need to go to micro to buy, let's say notebooks. I'm not talking of textbook, like your book, right? I need to go to macro, right? Then buy the books. Then bring it to my shop to be sold. I'm not going to pay the same, I'm not going to sell it at the same price I bought the books, right? I need to put a certain amount on top. So the cost price is the amount that it costs me to buy the items, the article, right? Then the selling price is the price that I'm willing to sell it to other people. Does it make sense to you? So now you know the difference between cost price and the selling price. Do you understand? Who doesn't understand? Right. Then we need to learn how to calculate the profit or loss on the sale of an item of a provided service. Right? Sometimes you can make a loss. Hello, hello, hello. Sometimes you can make a loss, but that is not a good news. You are not doing business to make a loss, but sometimes it happens. You're not gonna take a rope and hang yourself, right? Quiet. Hello. If I hear that movement again, I'm going to deploy you, relocate you from that seat. Please come and sit here. Come here. Sit here. Yeah, don't let me hear that noise again. Quiet. So we need to be able to know how to calculate profit and loss. Right. For example, if I bought this cookie pen, 15 rand, right? Eventually, if I sell it at 20 rand, what is my profit there? It's 5 rand. Do you understand what I mean? Right. If, let me put it in another form again. If I bought this 20 rand, then I sold it 15 rand, that means I make a loss. Right. So we should be able to understand those concepts. We must understand the purpose of markup. Where's my pen? Or where's my pointer? I mean. Right. We are talking about markup. Markup and markdown of goods. Right. When you mark up, you increase the price. You put a certain amount of money on top of the cost price. Do you understand what I mean? For example, if a product is costing 10 rand and you decide to put a markup of 20%, how much is that? 2 rand, right? 2 rand. You know how I did it? 20% times 10 over 1 is 2 rand. Then 2 rand is the markup, right? Then it's gonna be 2 plus 10, 12 rand. You sell it 12 rand. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. That is, excuse me. You know, remember, I like to teach you everything. I want you to know a lot of stuff, right? That is a French language. Excusez-moi. Okay, guys, listen. The markup means you are adding, right? Markup. You are adding to whatever you got, right? The original price. Do you get what I'm saying? Hello, you there? Then markdown. You reduce the price. Younger, you decrease. Good God. Markup is increased, then markdown is decreased. You got it? Does it make sense to you? For example, when you decrease a price, let's say you decrease the price of an article that was 10 rand, you decrease it by 2 rand. That means the price now will be 8 rand. You decrease it, you mark it down. Right. Sometimes most of these businesses they mark down the prices of their product or services. Most especially, one, if they discover that the specific items are slow moving, people are not buying, right? So, in order for the business to get rid of those items, they need to mark down, put down the price, discount it. Sometimes you say 50%. When you see that thing, your head will be spinning. You're running up and down. You see a long queue there because it's cheap now. They mark it down, right? Rather than the markup. Right. Then I'm not going to talk about VAT here. But you know what VAT is to calculate VAT. Value added tax, right? What is the percentage now? 15%. They were trying to increase it the other day, but people were crying. Due to public outcry, they have to leave it the way it's been, right? Then discount of cash sales. What do we mean by discount of cash sales? Right. You know there are certain businesses they sell on cash, some do sell on credit. Right. You know when you sell on cash, it means your cash flow will be in good position. Cash, right? When you sell on cash, it's different from when you sell on the credit. Does it make sense to you? Because they say a bed in hand, what more than two in the bush. Do you understand that language? Hello, what is this? Remove it with an immediate effect, with an immediate alacrity. Okay, guys, listen. They say a bed. Listen carefully. I want you to use this term when you are at home, because the way you must improve on the way you are speaking at home, right? So that your parents, people will know that you are studying. Listen, they say a bed at hand or in hand, yes, a bed at hand. It worth more than two in the bush. Can you sense what that thing means? Something that you have now is more than something that is not. You haven't even got it, right? The one that is with you now need to be of much value than what you haven't seen. Somebody have promised to give you something, and that person hasn't given you. The one you got now got more value than that one, because you know whether that person is gonna give to you. Does it make sense to you? Right. That is what we are saying. Right? So what I'm trying to say now, why am I introducing that concept here now? You know what? I'm trying to use it to explain the difference between cash sales and credit sales. Cash and credit. When you are selling on cash, you are a king because you got the money, right? Someone that is selling on credit. I remember those days when I was growing up like you. We used to see two images, right, of business people. One did like this. That one they put say was selling on credit. Then the other one was happy. He said he's selling on cash. Because when you sell on credit, and if your debtors they refuse to pay you, perhaps maybe something happened to them, whatever, you're gonna be in deep trouble, right? That is why a business that is selling on cash, they are always there making good business. They are always there to progress, to make good profit. Like ShopRite, Pick and Pay. Do they sell on credit or on cash? They sell on cash, man. You must pay. Have you ever gone to ShopRite, you pay, buy something, you say, I'm gonna pay you later. You say, don't worry, I'm gonna pay you later. Now you must pay. But when you go to Woolworth now, Woolworth, you can have an account for food. Do you know about it? Woolworth. Yes, you can open an account for food, for credit. You take things on credit, right? But it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Do you understand what I mean? Because if that person didn't pay, or if that person, perhaps something happened to that person, and that money is not getting paid, you are in big trouble. So why am I saying this? I'm explaining this cash discount. So for you to encourage cash sales, to encourage your customers to pay you cash, you say, when you pay me cash, I'm gonna give you a discount. I will reduce the price for you if you are prepared to pay me cash. Do you understand what I mean? Hello. Focus, please. Focus. We are not playing here. So that discount that you are prepared to give the customer is a kind of an incentive for the customer to pay you cash. And you, the owner of the business, now you've got cash. You are a king because your cash flow have improved. You can afford now to buy whatever you want to buy to improve on the business, to stock, buy more stock for the business. Do you understand what I mean? That is why some companies or some businesses, if you tell them you got cash, you want to pay in cash, you can negotiate. You got the negotiating power. They say, I'm paying you cash, reduce the price for me. Then they're going to reduce it for you. The reduction of prices is what we call discount here now, right? Discount. They will discount it. I remember there was a place I went to buy something. Was it in the Eastern Cape? I said, can you please give me a discounted price? Oh, you coming from the outside? Jonga, are you here? You supposed to be here. You coming from? Okay, go and do your items, please. I said, please. It's all right, let's move. Right. So that is what we call discount on the cash sales. Hello, listen. Discount on cash sales. You got the cash? All right. I need cash now. I'm gonna give you a discount, right? If you pay me on cash. Did you see? Then when she buys from me, giving me, then I've got money to buy some other stuff. You understand what I mean? Because when you say something on credit, it's risky. You see, because most especially some people are dubious. Some people character are not clean. When you give them, when they want something on credit, they can even to the extent of kneeling down to beg you. And once you give them that thing, they disappear. It's very risky. Right. So you must understand payment terms. What are we talking about in terms of payment terms? For example, yeah, let me explain this thing, then you go. For example, if it is an instrumental payment, whereby you need to be paying it off, paying a certain amount at the end of the month, right? You need to make sure that you stick to the terms. Do you understand what I mean? Right. Don't go there and give them stories. Or you behave in such a way that they're gonna be looking for you. Otherwise, if you don't pay, you're gonna be blacklisted. Your name will be blacklisted, and you can never. It will be difficult for you to have any credit facility again. Right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my dear student, my beloved student, we're gonna stop here. So far, so good. Right? Yeah.